In today's world, many people are faced with a feeling of chronic fatigue and loss of interest in life. Work turns into an endless series of monotonous tasks, relationships lose their original brightness, and once favorite hobbies cease to bring pleasure. All of these are warning signs that internal energy resources are depleted. But what if there is a way not just to restore strength, but to discover an inexhaustible source of energy? Stay with us, and you will find out how it is possible. The universe is permeated with energy. Every object, every living being, and ourselves are part of this continuous flow. Albert Einstein formulated the principle of equivalence of mass and energy, showing their interchangeability. This means that we are, in fact, not so much material objects as clots of vibrating energy. Modern quantum physics confirms this idea. Everything in existence consists of tiny particles that behave like probability waves, being in constant motion. Each of us is like a transmitter, emitting energy waves that shape our reality. If these waves carry the energy of fatigue, apathy, and powerlessness, the world around us will reflect these states, attracting the corresponding events. But if you learn to manage your inner energy, you can achieve incredible results. Imagine you are full of strength and energy every day, easily achieve your goals, attract the desired events in your life, build harmonious relationships, and live a rich and happy life. Let's take a look at the life of Anna, a woman with a kind look and a stamp of fatigue on her face. Her everyday life is monotonous and joyless. Early rise, hasty breakfast, and then work in a stuffy office filled with routine tasks from a picky boss. Evenings do not bring relief. At home, she is met by Sergei, her roommate, always dissatisfied with something. "Why did you cook this again?" "You know I don't eat it," he mutters, ignoring Anna's efforts. "Staying late again?" "Who's going to do the housework?" Comes the familiar rebuke. Anna feels exhausted under the weight of responsibilities and the constant need to justify herself to Sergei. Dreams of a career as an interior designer have long been buried. Her favorite drawing is abandoned. By chance, running into a bookstore at lunchtime, Anna notices a book with a catchy cover. The Transurfing of Reality. Everyone is the creator of their own life, the subtitle proclaims. Something inside responds, is she really responsible for her own unhappiness? Can she make a difference? Anna buys the book and begins to read it in the evenings, secretly from Sergei's judgmental gaze. With each page she reads, she becomes more and more convinced she herself has allowed others to control her fate. But how to regain control? How can she learn to control her own energy and shape the reality she wants? Anna does not yet realize that this book will be the beginning of an exciting journey to a new life. The first step on this journey is to learn about the sources of energy. Where do we draw the strength to live from? Imagine that energy is not an abstract idea, but a real fuel that fuels our existence. And like any fuel, energy comes in many forms and from many different sources. It is important to realize that there is not just one reservoir of energy at our disposal, but a whole complex system. Physical energy provides vigor to the body, mental energy provides clarity of mind, emotional energy provides depth of feelings, and spiritual energy provides realization of the meaning of life and our purpose. The whole world is made of energy, and we are constantly exchanging it with the environment. Overflowing with physical energy, we easily move, work, do sports. But it happens that despite a good night's sleep and a hearty breakfast, we are overcome by apathy and unwillingness to do anything. This is a clear sign of a deficit of mental or emotional energy. Engaging in unloved, depressing activities is like a leaky bucket. Energy leaks out through your fingers. Physical activity is the cornerstone of high physical energy levels. Nature walks in the fresh air, admiring the scenery, contact with the earth. All these are generous sources of vitality. Positive thinking, like a magnet, attracts positive energy. Favorite activities, hobbies, creativity, communication with people dear to your heart, inexhaustible sources of energy. The lines from the book about transurfing had fallen into Anna's soul and did not give her peace. But where is this energy? Anna asked herself, feeling empty and exhausted. Is it all just magic words, a beautiful fairy tale? In a shady corner of the city park where Anna wandered in search of respite from the daily bustle, fate brought her together with Elena. Sharing with her new acquaintance her worries and mentioning a book about reality transurfing, Anna received an unexpected response. Elena, with a slight smile, dispelled the mystical halo around the concept of energy, noting its omnipresence and presence both in the outside world and inside each person. The problem, according to Elena, was not the lack of energy but the inability to recognize and use it. Elena explained that energy is multifaceted and manifests in different forms. Physical energy is the source of our activity and vitality. Mental energy provides clarity of mind and the ability to concentrate. And spiritual energy connects us to something higher, beyond our individual selves. To illustrate her point, Elena uses a metaphor. Imagine that your energy is like a river. If its flow is free, it is full of life. But if there are obstacles, dams and dams, the river turns into a stagnant swamp. In an effort to help Anna, Elena introduced her to several yogic practices. Despite some awkwardness, Anna took the tree pose, closed her eyes, and tried to listen to her inner sensations. Suddenly, she felt an unusual warmth in her chest, an incredible lightness in her whole body, as if a dormant power was awakening inside. Could this be the energy that Elena was talking about? Time would tell, and Anna would have to find out the answer to that question: how to effectively manage your energy. Imagine that your life force is a precious capital that requires not only constant replenishment, but also reasonable protection. On the way to a full and rich life, we encounter energy thieves, people and entire structures that crave our attention. After all, it is where our focus is directed that our energy rushes to. In the concept of reality transurfing, these energy snatchers are called pendulums. They are ephemeral constructs that feed on our life force, work, personal relationships, social attitudes, and addictions. Pendulums involve us in their intricately woven games, forcing us to waste energy on empty, unnecessary things, leaving behind a feeling of emptiness. The example of toxic people can be used as an illustration. After communicating with them, a person feels a drop of strength, irritability, as if he was deprived of vital juices. This is a manifestation of the activity of an energy vampire. Such a person can complain about fate, provoke quarrels, manipulate others to feed on their energy. However, the threat comes not only from the outside. Carl Jung described the concept of the shadow, the side of our personality that we tend not to notice. These are our phobias, personality difficulties, and negative attitudes. They can also cause energy leaks if we suppress or ignore them. Think of your own feelings when you act against your will, driven by a sense of obligation or fear. Your energy literally evaporates. This is because you are going against your true nature, wasting energy on something that is foreign to you. In today's world, full of stress and information noise, preserving personal energy becomes a real art. The key point here is awareness, the ability to recognize energy vampires and destructive influences, which the author calls pendulums. It is important to learn to see who and what is trying to upset your inner balance. Personal boundaries are no less important. Standing up for your interests, confidently refusing what does not suit you, avoiding manipulation by others. All these are necessary tools to protect your energetic integrity. Inner work also plays a huge role. Suppressing negative emotions is not the answer. On the contrary, One must learn to recognize one's shadows, transform them, and use them for one's benefit. And of course, of great importance is a conscious choice in favor of activities and communication that bring joy and inspiration, not devastation. After all, as we know, the true source of our problems lies not in external circumstances, but in our own thoughts and reactions to them. By controlling our inner world, we gain the ability to direct our energy to create and achieve what we want. It is on this path of self-discovery that Anna is now on. After another difficult conversation with Sergei, she feels completely exhausted, as if he has sucked all the life force out of her. This unpleasant feeling awakened in her memory the information from the book about energy vampires and pendulums. Did Sergei really belong to this category of people? Anna remembers his constant criticism, his endless complaints about life, his attempts to control her every move. It is as if he feeds off her insecurity and desire to please everyone. Perhaps Sergei does not realize it, but he clearly needs her energy to compensate for his own fears and complexes. Elena shared with Anna several strategies to protect herself from energy vampires. She emphasized the importance of awareness, the ability to track the moments of energy losses. She also emphasized the need to set personal boundaries and the ability to refuse, protecting one's interests. But the most important discovery for Anna was the idea that the most dangerous energy vampires are internal negative attitudes, fears, long-standing resentments and guilt. These internal barriers, according to Elena, block vital energy much more than any external influence. This got Anna thinking. She had always tried to please those around her, afraid of offending or disappointing someone, while carrying a heavy load of past resentments and guilt. Was it all draining her of her life force? With Elena's help, Anna has begun to deal with her inner blocks and is ready to face her fears head-on and channel her energy in a positive direction. It remains to watch her further transformations. The theme of the energy of intention was revealed through the metaphor of an archer aiming at a target. The bow symbolizes energy, the arrow symbolizes intention. To hit the target accurately requires not only strength, but also concentration, clear aiming. In the concept of transurfing, intention is not just a dream sent to the universe. Vadim Zeland compares this process to ordering in a restaurant. You choose a dish, the goal, the waiter, the universe, accepts the order, and you have to wait for its fulfillment. However, for a successful realization of the order, you need not just a desire, but a clearly formulated, energetically charged intention. Intention is a certainty that what you want already belongs to you. It is like the difference between a dream I want to be rich and a concrete goal my activity brings me a good income. For example, when looking for a new job, instead of passive daydreaming, you should formulate an intention. My job brings me joy, matches my talents, and provides a good income. It is important to feel this intention, to visualize yourself already working at this job, experiencing satisfaction and joy. The clearer and more specific the intentions are, the more energy is put into them and the faster they materialize. This is confirmed by scientific studies demonstrating the effectiveness of visualization and positive affirmations in achieving goals. However, visualization alone is not enough. You need concrete actions, steps towards the goal, even if they are small. Constant focus on the goal is the key to success. It is through actions comes the understanding. If the goal is true, then the actions will be in joy. If you have to force yourself, it is worth considering whether this goal corresponds to your true aspirations. Practical recommendations on defining true goals can be found in the author's Telegram channel, the link to which is provided in the description below the video. It is important to remember that when forming intentions, you should not cling to the result. It is necessary to let go of control, to trust the wisdom of the universe. Attention to the world around you will help you move in the right direction, recognizing the signs and clues. If the path is chosen wrongly, the world warns about it by gradually increasing signals, first through other people's problems, then through thwarted plans, problems with finances, relationships, etc. If a person is moving towards his true goal, he begins to notice lucky coincidences, synchronistic coincidences, which Carl Jung wrote about. The world literally helps, takes care of comfort along the way. Trusting the world is the key to success. By getting rid of anxiety, worry, and the desire to control everything, one allows the world to carry oneself to the goals of the soul. Changing reality begins with changing thoughts. One day Anna, while reading a book on reality transurfing, came across a thought that turned her view of her own life upside down. She suddenly saw clearly how the years of living together with Sergei, filled with constant reproaches and criticism on his part, had poisoned her consciousness with negative attitudes. These destructive thoughts, like weeds, took deep root in her soul. Anna's friend, Eleanor, advised her to turn to the practice of affirmations, positive affirmations that, according to her, can reprogram the subconscious mind. Imagine that your wishes have already come true, and repeat affirmations that reflect this state, Elena instructed. As an example, she cited the phrases, "I am loved," "I am successful," "I am happy." At first, Anna was uncomfortable saying these words. They seemed unnatural to her, distant from her current reality. However, Anna persevered and continued practicing, firmly believing in the principle, "My thoughts shape my reality." Over time, Anna began to notice changes in herself. Sergei's criticism no longer hurt her as deeply as before. She had the inner strength to defend her personal boundaries, to say no when she didn't want to do something. Remembering her long-standing dream of becoming a designer, Anna enrolled in training courses. But the most important thing was that she felt a surge of intentional energy. Anna clearly articulated her desire. "I want a harmonious relationship based on love and respect. I want to unlock my creative potential and live a fulfilling life." She tried to visualize what she wanted. It was at this moment that Anna realized that she was not seeking to change Sergei, but longed for a completely different life. A life filled with love, respect, creativity, and joy. But how to decide to take this step into the unknown? Imagine the flow of the river of life. You can stubbornly fight against it, wasting energy and exhausting yourself, or you can trust the flow and enjoy the movement. This is the essence of life in the flow of energy. Vadim Zeland offers an analogy of the space of reality options with a river where we choose our own way of materialization. The question arises, how to choose the right direction? The answer lies in your own energy. Doing what you love, communicating with inspiring people, living in harmony with your values, you feel a surge of energy and a desire to live life to the fullest. These are not just beautiful words, but a profound truth. Trying to conform to other people's expectations and following imposed scripts wastes our energy. Think back to the feeling of doing things without desire or interest. It was probably a draining experience. Following our flow is like tapping into a limitless source of energy from the universe, drawing strength to accomplish our goals. Think back to moments when you felt like you belonged, perhaps helping someone solve a problem or doing something you are brilliant at. In such moments, energy flows freely, filling you with inspiration and joy. In search of your own energy flow, it is important to listen to your inner voice. What brings true pleasure, awakens interest, and inspires you to new achievements? Intuition is a true compass that points in the right direction, even if it diverges from conventional norms. Life is a constant movement, so it is important to remain flexible and accept changes in your interests. Dare to experiment, explore new avenues, and trust the process, even if it feels like you're off course. Don't give in to despair. The universe always leads the way. The key to harmony is understanding your true needs. What exactly gives you pleasure? What emotions are predominant right now? What is your soul's passion? What fruit does this hobby bring? What benefits does it bring to life? Life in the flow of energy is not passive observation, but active creation. One becomes the creator of one's own reality. Open your love and gratitude to the world, and it will reciprocate. Parting with Sergei gave Anna with great difficulty. Fear of uncertainty, guilt, habit of stability, all this held her back. However, the growing energy of intention inside suggested it was time to act. I am worthy of happiness. This phrase, like a mantra, sounded in her thoughts. Anna drew in her imagination pictures of a free and joyful life filled with her favorite work and meeting a man who would appreciate and respect her. She believed in the support of the universe along the way. Finally, gathering her will in a fist, Anna informed Sergei of her decision to leave. His reaction was full of incomprehension and shock. "You've lost your mind. Who needs you but me?" he shouted. But Sergei's words no longer hurt Anna. With each step removing her from him, she felt a surge of strength and freedom. Having rented a small apartment, Anna began to build a new life. She plunged headlong into her studies at design courses, enjoyed devoting her evenings to drawing, spending time with Elena and other women who supported her. Walks, yoga, meditation, all this filled her life with new colors, new acquaintances, creative ideas. Anna felt herself blossoming, her energy gaining strength. She was on the right path, and her heart was overflowing with joy. One day, fate brought Anna and Sergei together on a city street. The man's gaze was imbued with deep sadness and hopelessness. In that look, full of despair, Anna suddenly saw not the skillful manipulator and despot she had thought Sergei to be before, but a lost and lonely soul. What emotions swept over her at that moment? Did doubts arise in her heart? Did a feeling of pity arise? Or did she experience something completely different? We will find out the outcome of this story at the end of the video, and now you will discover an inexhaustible source of vitality. Each person is a source of energy, like the sun radiating light and warmth. Imagine that inside you there is a bright, unfading source of energy that can illuminate and warm everything around you. There is a wonderful practice that allows you to feel this inner power. Put the palms of your hands to your chest, in the area of the heart, and visualize a flame burning there. Take a breath and visualize how this flame is growing, becoming brighter and brighter, filling you with warmth and radiance. As you exhale, visualize the flame stabilizing, firmly anchored in your heart, becoming a constant source of light and wisdom. Working with this inner energy, you will be able to notice how your activity increases, how more often there are favorable coincidences of circumstances and new opportunities open up. The universe helps each person to follow the path intended for his or her soul. Mastering different types of energy, ways of its accumulation, preservation and application to achieve goals leads to the realization of one's own role as the primary source of this power. The key to success is the intelligent and conscious management of this internal resource that shapes our reality. The impact of thoughts, feelings, actions, and lifestyle on the energy level becomes apparent. Introduction of new practices can already bring tangible results, a surge of strength, growth of confidence, finding inner peace. Perhaps someone is just beginning his or her path to energy management and is in search of individual methods. In any case, careful observation of oneself and one's states is a prerequisite. The journey to self-discovery and working with inner energy is not always easy. Meeting with yourself can sometimes be unpleasant, because you have to recognize your own authorship of all events, both positive and negative. However, by accepting responsibility for your life, this path becomes an exciting adventure full of discoveries and rewards. Getting rid of past offenses, breaking down internal barriers, forgiving yourself and others. These are the steps to harmony. Focus on your own life, take inspiration from stories of transformation like Anna's, and enjoy the process. Curious as to how this momentous meeting between Anna and Sergei ended? Sergei's gaze pierced Anna like a sharp arrow. In his eyes reflected such an abyss of despair and confusion that for a moment all the accumulated resentment of Anna evaporated like a morning mist. Their place was taken by deep sympathy. Was Sergei really so painfully experienced her departure? His existence seemed to have turned into ruins. He lost his job, parted with his friends, felt completely abandoned. "I realize I'm wrong," he said, looking intently into Anna's eyes. "I'm striving for change. Please help me." Anna was tormented by conflicting feelings. It had been such an incredible effort to break free from the shackles of this relationship, such a struggle to find herself. On the one hand, she noticed his sincere desire to change, and she, having gone through a profound personal transformation, having learned to manage her inner strength and protect her personal boundaries, understood this. Perhaps she could help him too. Perhaps their meeting was not a mere coincidence, and fate was giving her a chance. But at what cost? Is Anna willing to jeopardize her new happiness, her fragile balance, to reach out to the man who once caused her so much suffering? And what do readers think about it? What decision will Anna make?